Welcome, everybody, to Books and Sip. I am your host, April. Grab a drink and a snack and a seat and relax as we talk books. Be sure to check out the description for links of where to find me so we can chat about the episodes. One of those links is the YouTube channel by the same name, and when Books and Sip gets 500 subscribers on YouTube, then I will start doing one live stream a month, and when it gets 1,000 subscribers, then I will do 2 live streams a month. Twihards. This was our year, and we didn't even know it was going to be. For those that don't know, Twihard is what the fans of the Twilight series by Stephenie Meyer have been called. And I have to say, I was really beginning to wonder if we would ever get a finished copy of Midnight Sun, after somebody had leaked a part of it years ago. Stephenie had been asked about it so many times over the years. I actually remember hearing that she had said something along the lines of she had kind of lost the desire to go back into it because she was getting asked about it so much. And she still had to deal with what had happened and just with life in general. And, she had her production company and she had a lot going on. So she basically needed time because she did want to write it, but she needed to not hear about it so much. So I remember feeling like a little kid whose mom had just said, if you stop bugging me about it, then yes, you can have it. So over the years, since then, I would almost get upset when I would hear rumors about Midnight Sun. I would feel like this little kid going, stop ruining this. Am I the only one that listened to how we finally get this book? I know it's ridiculous, but it was how I felt. Like, it was just crazy. So earlier this year, I remember hearing, I remember the day that it was announced. I had no idea that there had been a countdown going on Stephenie Meyer's website. So when I saw Midnight Sun trending, I shook my head, rolled my eyes, and I'm like, really? With everything going on this year, we have to have the rumor mill going on this book again? But when I figured out that it was real, I definitely had my fangirl moment. And because I've been waiting on this book for so long, I actually took release week off work. I still had vacation time, so I thought, it's perfect time. For me, it was a nostalgic feeling getting to get Midnight Sun and get this look at things from Edward's perspective. The Twilight series is actually what got me into reading. Growing up, I had a hard time with reading because through school we had required reading. It's usually things that I had no interest in, and so the thought of reading something for fun just didn't seem to make any sense to me. But I was in college and I was a student worker on campus, and one of my coworkers was a film major. So we would talk movies and stuff, and one time we got into adaptations. And she asked me if I had read the Twilight series, and because at that time the first movie was being filmed. I had never heard of it. She thought I would like it because it's fantasy, it's vampires. It's right up my alley when it comes to movies. So I checked it out after she had asked me about it again. And when I read the premise of it, I thought, this actually sounds kind of interesting. So I figured I'd check it out. I went and got a copy of it. And when I was about halfway through, I had to go get the rest of the series because I wanted to be ready for it. I wanted to have the others ready to go. I ended up reading the whole series in a week span. And those are chunky books. So for somebody that hadn't been doing reading for fun, I was pretty proud of myself. But I think it's true that sometimes it just comes down to people finding the right book or the right kind of genre or setup to keep them reading and to build that love. Before getting into the book itself, I want to mention that one of the links in the description is for the merch shop. I actually made one through both Redbubble and Spreadshirt. And what I want to do with the graphics is to do things that are going to be encouraging to you. And a portion of the profits will be donated, so not only will you be getting something to encourage you, but you will be making a difference to somebody else. Now, Midnight Sun is Twilight retold from Edward's perspective. I can remember reading Twilight thinking that it would be cool to see different scenes through Edward's perspective, like the classroom scene when he first smells her, or the meadow scene, or wondering what he did when he was gone for those few days after she had first shown up. Once Stephenie Meyer had posted the part of Midnight Sun that had been leaked on her website, I did read it, knowing that she basically posted it because of the fact that it had been leaked. I still felt weird reading it because I knew it had to have hurt her. It wasn't finished, and the reasoning behind it. I read it, enjoyed it, but also wondered if any of it was going to change if we ever did get the final copy. I think in a way it was the same. From the things that I remember, it seemed all the same. I liked getting more from the Cullens and Midnight Sun and how they felt about things and their actions and reactions. And you also get more understanding from what little Edward had actually told Bella in Twilight, from what she had heard, and then seeing it from his side. Honestly, I love Esme even more after this. She is just that wonderful mom with coming at you saying, you're dripping on my floors, to, oh, she makes him so happy. And you also see more of that fun side of Emmett that we would slowly see through Bella's perspective on things. When you think of vampires, you think of them in a darker way than what you get in the Twilight series from Bella's perspective. I mean, yes, there are some dark scenes and whatever, but I like seeing the chase scenes from with James and how they split up and how that all came to be from the Cullens side. So if you've read Midnight Sun, what did you think? If you had read the original series, then did you fangirl over having finally gotten to have the full finished copy of Midnight Sun? Are there any scenes that you were looking forward to reading? Are there any other characters that you like to see more about? There's a part of me that wishes we would get the rest of the series from Edward's perspective, or maybe a mix of Edward and another character. But I don't think that Stephenie has plans for that. I know that she has talked about wanting to write more in that world, but just not from Edward or Bella's perspective. I believe that she has mentioned writing something for Leah, which could be good. I mean, we get so little from her in the series. She was just this girl with a chip on her shoulder, and I understand why. And then I think she has also mentioned wanting to write something for Renesmee and Jacob, which could be interesting too. So thank you for joining me today, and remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you are a masterpiece, you matter to this world. Be safe.